Hello, everybody. This is Ron and Hope Unfiltered, real, raw, and relevant. Ronald, what you doing over there? Feeling good today?
Yep, been laughing.
You been laughing?
Yep.
Why? Because we've been talking about all these kids here, staff kids, who have had pink eye.
I'm talking about one of my adults that's got pink eye.
One of your adults.
Yep. I look down and say, you know what causes pink eye in male adults?
Oh, God, what?
I can't say it.
Don't say
I
it.
can't say it. Oh, me.
Well, what does cause pink eye? I thought it was like fecal matter. Like when kids don't wash their hands and stuff after they pooped and then they get it
I don't
now.
know. I think that as an old saying. I don't know that is scientifically the cause of pink eye.
We should Google it.
I don't know that I want to do that right here on the podcast. But
I
anyway,
think it's true.
Well, that means wash your hands after you use the bathroom.
Right. But little kids don't do that.
Wash your hands.
I do wash my hands.
Baby, I have to stand at the sink and cut the water on and let Hope come here.
Good Lord. No, you
You'll
don't.
pass right on back and go start cooking.
So gross.
Start cooking.
That is nasty, Ron. I do not.
You got to wash your hands more.
Okay.
Your hygiene.
That's what it is.
We've
It's
talked
me
about your hygiene
and my
at
hygiene.
length. Yep. We talked about it at length.
I don't feel good today.
Why?
I told you yesterday I woke up with all this sinus mess. My eyes are
You can get up and say
itchy.
you don't
My
feel good.
throat is hurting.
And that's how you've learned how to turn me into a butler. She just gets, I don't feel good, and then all of a sudden, she shifts me from husband to butler, and it's just full
service. Full
Yes.
service. But I don't feel good. But I'm here.
What
We
don't
got to
feel
encourage the saints today in the Lord.
What don't feel good?
I told you I got body aches, my head
I gave
hurts,
you Visine for
my
your eyes.
eyes
I
are
brought
red
you
and
coffee.
itchy,
I
my
cooked you
throat is
breakfast.
sore, I'm
I
sinusy.
gave you Afrin for your nose, and
Yeah.
I gave you Dayquil
So
for
then
your
you know I
aches.
don't feel good. So why are you
You ought
asking?
to be charged now. You got stuff running through your veins.
Okay.
I fed you good, boiled you eggs and toast with blueberry preserves.
Yes, you did.
You good?
It was good.
Okay. You don't feel no better?
Not really. I feel like I need to go to bed and lay down. But I'm here. I'm here.
You have a fever. So
let's do our podcast. What are we going to talk about today?
I wasn't supposed to have this water up here. I'm supposed to have Run and Hope
Let's
Unfiltered
put this
cups.
down.
Yep.
Okay.
I brought that up
So
here.
what are we talking about today? Oh, I know what we're talking about. We talked about it this
We've got
morning.
173 last time I was told. Of course, that number
Good Lord.
fluctuates.
You sound like you don't feel good.
Nah, just a little. Just a little sinusy.
Okay.
Last I heard, everything together, the Ministerial Fellowship, Ron Carpenter Ministries, both coasts, there's 173 staff people total. That's contractors, that's everybody. So I don't want to zero in, nobody know who we're talking about. And so when you take that down, a vast, no, I don't want to say majority, I don't know if that's true, a significant number of that 173 is single. The vast majority of the singles are on the West Coast. Would that be an accurate
true.
breakdown?
Absolutely.
173 single, West Coast. And not too long ago, we were talking.
I'd say half and half, Ron.
Is it that
It's
much?
half and half. Yeah.
I was going to say a significant amount, but you think it's half and half. Okay. And so you and I are involved now at this stage in our life with people who've been married as long as we have,
Right?
people who are grandparents. We have a lot of newly married or young married, I'd say 0 to 5 years. Maybe you want to stretch that to 10. And we have a lot of singles. So we lead people in a lot of different seasons of life. And it's interesting to have conversations and get perspectives on things, especially since we have people from such vast backgrounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's backgrounds, age, multicultural.
we have people from other countries.
Yes.
We just don't have people from two different sides of the country.
A lot of demographics.
Yeah, we got people from other countries that, moved to States 4 years ago or whatever, and they're on our staff now. And, excuse me. And so, in a conversation a while back with one of this 173, It happened to be one of the ladies in West Coast. We got a lot of single females. And we were casually kind of cutting up, talking about, a day. You're going to get married one day.
Right.
And the response was, I'm looking for the right fit. And me and you got quiet and just let this young lady talk. She kept talking about the fit. What's the matter? Is my navel showing?
Your whole belly.
They
It's
can't
this
see
shirt.
it on
Undo this
camera.
button. Okay.
I don't think my
There we
navel's
go.
particularly sexy.
Particularly.
Is that better?
Yes.
And
The fit. She was saying, I'm just looking for the right fit.
And I don't want to talk about what the fit was. That might give it away to her peers. But basically, one after the other, basically what could match my life and kind of like Lego blocks go together very easily. And me and you both were waiting to get our chance to speak because we were both thinking the same thing because we've been together a long time. And I looked at her, I said, you don't marry for fit. I said, you marry for love.
Right.
And I said, you marry because you can't wake up a day
Without that
and be
person.
that person.
Yeah.
And not have that person.
Right.
You can't be away and not be thinking about that person.
Right.
And
all the rest of the stuff works out.
And I said, that kind of love. And I said, there is a love out there like that for you that God has designed. And didn't start crying. It wasn't like that. But you could tell it misted her up. It broke her a moment because I think every person, male or female, if you can get a male to admit it, they want to believe that. But I wonder if even Christians don't believe that really exists anymore. I've heard people say, I watched my grandma and my granddaddy, and they were lived to be 91, and they were married 63 years. You just don't see that anymore. I want to discard the word anymore. Love hasn't changed.
No.
And God hasn't changed. Culture has changed drastically. And
I remember when we were talking that night, I remember you looked at her and said, and this is the reason you marry for love, because love never fails.
Love never fails, yes.
Love never fails. She was saying...
Love is what holds you together when it doesn't fit.
Through the tough...
When it doesn't fit.
Seasons. Yep. And when it is really hard, and when you are looking at each other saying... I just don't know, your schedule and my schedule, and this is hard raising the kids and running here and running. These are all the ups and downs and seasons of life. But if you love each other, love never fails, and that's what pushes you to make it through the season.
And I know that maybe some people went to my marriage conference and say, well, Ron, you're contradicting yourself because I heard you do a whole session on life rhythms.
Yes,
that you and your partner need to develop life rhythms. And you can even look for life rhythms on this side of marriage.
Yeah.
So I want to, because I know that's going to be a question by people that's been to our marriage conferences over the years, because I take almost a whole session and deal with that.
Yeah.
Let me back up and talk about that.
Yes.
Let me back up and talk about that.
For marriage, there are qualifiers.
You and I both wanted to be in ministry. That's a life rhythm.
That is.
You and I were both raised Christian and Pentecostal. That's a life rhythm. I could go on and on. You and I loved traveling. You and I loved the beach. You and I loved
we wanted children.
To try out new restaurants. You and I wanted children. You and I both wanted to wait 4 or 5 years before we have children. Okay, those are life rhythms.
Yeah.
If none of those life rhythms would have been right, I still would have married you. Because I was in love with you. I'm not talking about I'm in feelings with you. I was patient, love is kind, love is not self-seeking, love keeps no record of wrong. I was willing to love you like that if none of the life rhythms were there at the present. Because in my mind, love that suffers long, suffers all things, bears all things, hopes all things, believes all things. Love like that will get me through any area where you're in my life doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And we've had...
Well, I don't even think she was talking about fit. She was saying things that had been spoken over her, like all I'd ever known was this in my family, and my family does this for a living, and I'm just thinking that's the way it's supposed to be, and I got to marry somebody that's just like my grandparents or just like my parents, and doing life
And
just
I
like
looked right
that.
at her and said, "Why?"
I know we were like, who said that? Who told you that?
The
No,
only thing I drive into my kids all the time, I'm glad that all of my children and my in-laws work for the Lord.
right,
It's someplace they're trying to help this ministry succeed. But I have told my kids 1,000 times, you do not have to be in your daddy's world, and you do not have to do what I do.
but do what
And-
God told
right.
you to do,
And
no matter what
our
it is.
second son was overthinking a relationship. Chaz, I'll just say his name, Chaz. He's an overthinker now. He just is. We laugh at him, we poke fun at him, so everybody knows that. He's intelligent, but he's a big overthinker. And he saw all the attacks and everything that we came under. And so, he was always going on and on and on about, I think he was scared to get married because he didn't want to go through the same thing in his marriage he watched his mom and daddy go through. And I looked at Chaz and I said, your life doesn't have to be anything like ours.
Yeah.
You got to quit thinking your future is based on my past.
Right.
And after I think he came to that conclusion, he was willing to make some decisions that probably should have made a long time ago. And but I wanted to talk about that some more. You can add your thoughts in it as we go. Let me talk about the principles, and you can add some of the life to it. I believe the foundation that you have to build upon is agape love, not eros love, not phileo love, brotherly love, not family love, not erotic love, not I'm attracted love. Those are all types of love in the Bible except for eros. Eros is not
But
in
we
there.
didn't start out with agape.
No.
We started out with very much attraction.
But I said get married.
Yes.
When you get married, are you willing to make this type of commitment? And that is a 1 Corinthians 13 commitment. And it says nothing about feelings. There is not one characteristic in 1 Corinthians 13 that is a feeling.
No.
Not one. They're character traits and commitment and covenant traits. So, number one, am I willing to make a covenant with you that I'm going to hope all things, believe all things, bear all things, suffer all things, be patient, be kind, keep no record of wrongs. When I have established I love you like that, then that's where I think the life rhythm talks need to start taking place. I don't make life rhythm talks to see if I can love you.
Yeah.
I love you, and I love you will work out the kinks and the life rhythms.
Yeah. And it's sometimes hard.
Very hard.
Sometimes, it's not easy. There is no marriage I would ever say. I think that is such a misnomer that if you marry the right person, you have no problems. There's problems in every marriage.
I know I married the right person, and we've had unbelievable problems.
Yes, absolutely.
But
I love you,
let me tell
agape.
you, we didn't stay together because it was the right fit.
Right.
You see what I'm talking about? So I work first shift, he works second. That's not a great life rhythm. That means you see each other on weekends,
Yeah.
okay? Love will get you through the season where you had to work first and he had to work second.
Right. Love will get you through the season where you had to work and the other one couldn't
Yes.
work. And you
So
struggled financially.
You're going at it sexually like rabbits before you have kids. You start having kids, and it's like you go into a famine. Love takes you through the times things do not fit.
Right.
I think we have a generation
You're covering your mic.
that had such sexual exposure and permissiveness. See, it used to be that exploration, that level
We
of
have a tweet in the room. Do you hear it?
I don't.
Okay.
That we have,
It's Tweety Bird.
made me forget what I was going to say.
You said
It must
sexual
be, I
exploration.
think there was a day. This day's probably about 50 years ago, maybe right before the sexual revolution. where exploring that level of intimacy with someone was something to be aspired to at the consummation of a journey.
Yeah.
Now, those intimacies are entered into without even having a journey. Just a straight up hookup. And so people who engage in sexual pleasures and sexual activities with absolutely no relationship, they look out there and say, do those relationships still exist? Because I haven't experienced it in my world. Everybody wants to hook up, and every guy's a blank blank, and every girl's a blank. And I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear it a lot. We kid around with the ladies we work close to in society. I know on the West Coast are all single, and Pastor, all the boys.
Yeah.
And they start, and I'm like, all of them? They're like, all of them.
Yeah, in the church.
And, and then you go, oh, all the girls are psycho, Pastor. You can't be dating all the girls. Well, if you got, 55 soul ties, and you're 20 years old, and then the guys have known how to get the end of a relationship without even getting the beginning, everything's upside down. So where you were supposed to end is now where you start.
Yeah.
And so I do think there is a hopelessness, because this is a good girl we were talking to tonight. And when I looked at her and said, there is a love for you out there like that, there was silence and this.
And I think they overcomplicate it, Ron. I really think they overcomplicate it, because when you and I were dating, you had to meet somebody like where you were and in your church or at your college. And now there's so many options, and I think they panic. Like, well, maybe there's somebody better. Well, maybe I shouldn't say yes to this one, because what if somebody else finds me or swipes and there's options. There's so many, like
dating like that, quite honestly.
So many variables and so many options out there, and I think they panic.
I'm going to admit, I'm going to own this. I don't understand that world, because I saw you and I said, I'm going to meet her.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Life was simple.
I didn't have this.
Life was way simple.
I didn't have the, married,
and
single,
and they
25.
overcomplicate it.
And the options, perceived options are right in front of you, because if you got 1 million people on an app,
right?
Can you imagine how overwhelming?
They're like, but I wonder what that would be, or this one, or that one, or this one. And it was just simple. We met each other, we fell in love, and moved forward with life.
Now, I made the decision. School started in August. We started dating September, 2 or 3 weeks in. I made the decision that fall to turn my heart loose. I have this uncanny ability. I can, people are like, well, you can't control your heart. I don't know. I could.
No, you could.
I could.
I
could let it go. I could withhold it.
No.
But when I let it go, I am all the way in, and I love hard.
Baby, you couldn't resist me.
But I don't let it go of anybody. I didn't talk about resist. I'm talking about heart.
Your heart couldn't resist me.
Well, obviously. But I remember I was like, I didn't give my heart away right when I first met you.
No, you didn't. You didn't give me that first kiss quick either.
I know, because you were different, and I was a little bit scared of you. And I'd never been scared of a girl before, but you were a little different. Once I gave my heart away and I looked at you, because I don't throw that word around, I love you. Okay. Then we start talking about the fit. I think that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
The fit conversation is necessary. But a lot of people...
She had something in her mind, like automatically, this person's going to be this, they're going to do this, they're going to... this is their future.
This is kind of family, but
And I'm like, you cannot do that.
So in other words, she could meet somebody that was charming, meet somebody that was engaging, meet somebody that she was attracted to.
And say
but
no.
They didn't fall into those 9 categories, so she never gave it a chance.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're talking about. So I want to keep reiterating. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. If you get the feelings, nothing else matters. That is not what I'm saying. But some people never give love a chance because all of your boxes aren't checked.
You better have that feeling.
Oh my gosh.
Or you will not make it. That feeling that we have for each other.
In our darkest times.
Absolutely. And I teach in the marriage conference. I do a whole session called What's Love Got to Do with It? And I teach on all the different types of love and how when you feel like you have lost those butterflies, and most couples go through a season like that, or one of the people in the marriage or something, but they think that is, I don't love you anymore. No, you just have lost that sowing into each other's love tank. You will lose the feelings if you don't sow into each other's heart. If you don't serve them, serving opens people's heart to you. So if you just live your life and be like, screw it, I don't care. I'm not going to get their coffee, or I'm not going to help them with the housework. That hardens the other person's heart for their feelings towards you. You can keep feelings alive if you do the right things.
That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, the feelings go. People say, how do I recreate the feelings?
You can, serving.
So the act of serving, it is very hard to be angry at, to be bitter at
somebody who serves you.
I mean, you really got to try hard when someone is serving you, because the act of service by nature opens the heart.
It does.
That's why Jesus said, don't go out there and talk and debate them. He said, serve them.
Serve.
Let people see your good works.
Yes.
And they'll glorify God. Yeah. Let people see your good works, because if you go out and you serve your community, you open the heart of your community, not just towards you, but towards your God. And so, we keep that up pretty regularly. I think you and I are pretty strong on that. We don't keep a tally.
No.
But the fact is, we're looking, at
you made
one
my
another's
coffee
needs.
This morning. I ironed your shirt.
Exactly right.
It's serving each other. That keeps the feelings alive.
What if, and we don't script this, so I don't have an answer. I'm asking you, what would you tell the girl who says, I could make 1 Corinthians 13 type commitment, but nothing about the life rhythms fit?
I'd say that'd be very hard. It's going to be a hard journey. I think something in the life rhythms does need to fit. You don't have to check all 10 boxes, but I do believe that because without a vision, people perish, and I believe you have to have a vision for your life and be on the same page. The two have to agree.
I was waiting to see where you was going to go, but again, we've been married a long time and we think the same way. I think the key thing you said is all the boxes.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who checks all the boxes?
No, except you.
Does that
you check all mine.
Baby, you've already got my money. I mean, I don't think anybody checks all the boxes. You don't like the way I clear my throat when I lay down in bed at night.
I don't.
Especially if you're already slow. Okay,
I really don't.
Okay, that's a box I don't check.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody check all the boxes? And I've seen some people in this day and time, they're intent on that.
Right.
And I got my standards high, and I don't want you to lower your standards.
Right.
I don't want you to go out here and marry something crazy and have a train wreck in 24 months. That's not what I'm saying either. But finding fit without covenant love is not going to work. Just like after you find covenant love, you're probably going to need to start talking about the fit. But I feel like the love comes first. I can't imagine, okay, they got 9 out of the 10 boxes. Okay, we can love now.
Right. It's weird. Yeah. It's just out of order.
It makes sense. Here's what I would do. If it was me in this day and time, here's what I would do. I really think I'm falling for you.
Let's talk about the future.
Yeah, and I don't know if you feel the same way about me, But when I think of how I want to spend my life, that person I've always dreamed about, you share so many of those characteristics. Number one, do you see me? Do you see me in your future? And if so, then you begin to talk. You begin to talk about kids.
Yeah.
You begin to talk about church life. You begin to talk about careers. You begin to talk about career mom, stay-at-home mom. You begin to talk about all those things.
And here's the thing. Even though you talk about them at 18, 21, 25, 29, they all can surely change.
Oh, my gosh.
As your life unfolds.
How
So
many
you can't be
times-
locked into those blump, 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 all these little boxes. You can't be.
I love the South. I'm a Southern boy. I'm a Southern boy. I don't really get into the country hunting and fishing part anymore. I did all that, farming, hunting, fishing. I did all that. I don't desire to go back to that, but I'm a Southern cultured person with Southern values as a gentleman, the way I was raised. California was never in your life rhythm.
No, we never even talked about ever moving anywhere.
Other than where we lived, okay?
Right.
So you're talking about things change. Okay. Hope, if we didn't love each other, which with love comes great trust and respect and honor,
Yeah.
leadership, fellowship, all these things, that love encompasses all that. When I would have come and had that conversation with you, it wasn't like it was a surprise. You knew I'd been talking on the phone.
Right.
But I had no definitive and I'd made no decision. And when I came to you and said, Hope, I feel like God wants us to do this. Those are the kind of things that can tear a marriage all to pieces
Right.
if you don't have the love. Why?
Right.
Because the fit's off.
Because I love you more than I love where we live.
And I don't want to live anywhere
Without
that you're
us,
not
yes.
at. Exactly right. But if you're there, it's going to make wherever I am my home.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. That was a big coming from, and
You
everybody
marry the person. That's the bottom line. You marry the person, not what they do for a living.
Yep. And here again, the love, everything's not going to fit, and you're really living in a fantasy world if you think it is. And what I'm trying to say is the deep, deep love that you've fallen into accommodates, gets you through, whatever the word is there, the times when life don't fit. We've had times where it didn't fit. We had times where it didn't fit bad.
Yeah.
And we're still here. We're still here. California was never in the playbook. Never in the playbook. And those are the kind of things, if I'd have felt the call of God, you know how passionate I am about following God, and you'd have stuck your heels in, I am not leaving this dream home you told me I could build in my grandkids. That could have been a rough next 10 years. And I think both of us trusted in our love for God and our love for each other. California, we have no idea what's going to happen. But whatever it is, love will get us through it.
That's right.
That's kind of the way I thought about it. Did you?
I think it's just kind of simple. I mean, just what we're talking about to me, this is simple stuff to me. But when we're talking to a younger generation, they look at us cockeyed like,
yes,
what are you talking about?
I made some very simple statements the other night and got some looks like,
wow. But it's always like a but anyway.
It's not any buts.
No.
It's do you love them? And if you do not have that depth of love that you are experiencing,
yes.
I don't care what kind of fit. I don't care what kind of fit. I don't care if they're,
a millionaire.
Yeah, if they've been carved out in a factory
and they're
to fit you.
gloriously beautiful. It doesn't matter. If you don't have that love on the inside of you for them, it's not going to work.
Yep. A guy in the military that gets sent to Afghanistan for 2 years and the wife's in Cleveland.
Right.
That's a horrible fit. That's a tough life.
Yeah.
You don't even know where he is or if he's coming home. What gets you through that? Love. When they joined, he goes to work and he comes home because he's at the base. Then there's wartime, he gets commissioned. Okay, the fit's gone.
Yeah.
We had this thing worked out. Now I don't have a fit no more. What takes you 2 years till he comes back home? What gets you through any PTSD he may have till you can calm his spirit and calm his mind and get him through the nightmares? Love.
Yeah, that's
Love
right.
does all that. And so the thing that you look for in a relationship, and it still exists, guys. I am a romantic, but I'm not romanticizing what yours can be. I'm telling you the truth. You can have that. I don't want to go a day without that person in my life.
That's right. I don't care how many options are out there. I want just you.
Yes, and my day's better when they walk in the room. And, and when they're not there, I'm texting them, making sure they're all right.
And I don't listen. And here's the other thing. And I don't care what anybody else thinks or what they think I need for my life, right?
Well, obviously you didn't, because your mom and dad didn't think you needed me.
Right. And so this person we were talking to, they were like, yeah, but my grandparents always said this, and this. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if it's not what you want and what you love. Yep. Right? This is good. I hope this helps some people today.
I just hope I didn't confuse them, because I want them to know.
You didn't. Hey, we have a marriage conference coming up too for everybody listening.
Well, they got to be engaged.
Engaged
they gotta be at least
or married.
Engaged.
And it is, let me look up, let me make sure I got the right.
If you're just dating, you can't come. If you're engaged, I will allow it.
It's February 5, 6, and 7 in Monterey, California. We'll put the website right here on the screen for you. Go to roncarpenter.com/events. We would love to have you. We can have 300 couples. And it's in Monterey, California. These are life-changing. We have people who come year after year after year, just like a refresher for their marriage.
In fact, the returning people will fill it up if we're not careful, and the new people don't get to come.
So y'all go get signed up today before it fills up.
We've kept the price basically as low as we can. We want to have a nice venue. We want to do it at a certain caliber, but at the same time, we know a lot of young couples, you're not in your peak earning years. You got money going everywhere. And so we want it to be attainable for everybody, but yet maintain a high standard. But we haven't talked about it a lot. We didn't do it last year. We skipped a year, but we've done over 20 of these things over the years, and would love to have you come. We go back and forth on each coast. We try to each year. The last one was on the East Coast. Skipped last year. This year it's in Monterey. And I think last time we came close to packing that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they pack out, sometimes they don't, but I think that one packed out.
Yeah, so go register, get signed up before it fills up. And listen, we just got word this morning. Let's congratulate Red Worship. They just got nominated for a Dove Award for the Gospel Album of the Year, Presence People
Literally
album.
just found out this morning.
Yep, so go download Presence People, listen to it. It was nominated for a Dove Award, so I'm so proud of them.
So, whether you win or not, of course, that would be amazing, but just
being nominated
in the conversation,
huge.
I was so proud for them. And so go download that. Check out Hope's Inner Circle on our website. And if you don't have my AI app, we got so many things we've developed over 35 years of ministry to help you.
Yep.
And we hope that's what this is doing today. So until next time.
It's Ron and Hope Unfiltered, real, raw, relevant.
See you later.